How to help your partner help you during childbirth. I get a lot of partners that come with their pregnant girlfriend or wife into my classes, and privately they pull me aside and tell me about how totally freaked out they are. They feel like they're going to pass out when they see the blood or the fluids, or they feel like they're just not going to know what to do to support their partner. They just don't know what to do. And, a lot of them, and rightly so, don't really want to dump this anxiety and fear on their partner, because obviously you have enough going on, growing a baby inside of you and prepping for contractions and whatnot. So what can you do? How can you support your partner in optimally supporting you during birth? So one of the biggest things, the most impactful things I think you can do is have your partner read the same books that you're reading and take the same classes that you're taking. Because of scheduling conflicts, sometimes the partner doesn't join the mom, for the classes, but if at all possible, I really recommend that they come with you for all the classes. And then, each night in bed for half an hour, the two of you can read the same book, and then, a childbirth prep book, and discuss, what you resonated with, what you didn't. And this really helps your partner get to know how you feel about birth, what you want from it, what you're nervous about, and they can start to learn from this how they can best support you. And then when you eventually make your birth preferences, I really recommend that you do this with your partner. Not to say they get to decide what your preferences should be, but it's really important that they hear what your preferences are and why they're your preferences, because more than likely they're going to need to be your advocate during birth, especially if somebody is recommending an intervention that you don't want. They're going to have to go to bat for you, so they need to know why those preferences are important to you. And maybe when you're willing to bend on the preferences as well. That's something good for them to know. Okay. And then every night, this is my favorite homework to give to moms, every night practice relaxation techniques with your partner, even if it's just for like 10-15 minutes. This includes, the breathing techniques, pressure points, massage. Make your partner give you a massage every night. This is going to help them get to know your body, the different points that really provide pain relief for you. This is going to help them learn the breathing techniques that they're going to need to guide you through during birth, and it's going to help them learn any of the other techniques that you find really beneficial. So as much as possible, especially the 4 to 6 weeks leading up to your due date, practice every single night together. And this is also a wonderful bonding technique, a way for the two of you to come together and, prep in a beautiful way for labor. Okay. Private sessions with a therapist. So while I think couples counseling is really amazing during pregnancy for any couple, to work through different issues you might have, I also think that seeing a therapist privately, both of you, can be really great, because as I mentioned earlier, a lot of partners don't feel comfortable talking to you about their anxieties and fears because they don't want to add to yours. So a therapist is a really great outlet for them to get it all out, to get good feedback, to get good coping techniques, so they can be a really solid, strong source of support for you, not just during pregnancy and childbirth, but beyond as well. So I highly recommend utilizing a therapist. It's really great for pregnant moms as well, because we have our own anxieties and fears, right? Okay, a big one. Don't tell anybody when you go into labor, because what happens when you let everybody know is that your partner is going to be distracted from helping you. They're going to be distracted by all of the texts and phone calls they're getting about when's baby coming? Is baby here yet? It's super distracting, so don't tell anybody but the people that are going to help you out with watching your house, your pets, or any children that you already have. And that's my next tip. Make sure you have a loved one assigned to take care of anything that your house needs, your pets, and any children you already have, because you don't want your partner to have to run out of the hospital or the birth center when you're in the middle of a contraction because they need to feed the dogs. So have somebody set up for that, and tell those people, because obviously you have to let them know when you're going into labor, tell them not to let anybody else know. Okay, next one, have your partner alert their work colleagues, their employees right away, so everybody is prepared to implement the work plan your partner hopefully set up, so other people can take care of all of their stuff when they are supporting you through the beautiful process of childbirth. So alert those people. Consider hiring a doula. You know, as a doula, many times I support the partner almost as much as I support the birthing mother. And in so many ways, I help the partner figure out how to support the birthing mother. I tell them different techniques they can use. I really facilitate bonding between them. And I also help to make sure that the partner doesn't become a martyr and feeds themselves and stays watered and uses the bathroom. I know those sound like simple things, but a lot of times partners totally forget about taking care of themselves when they are being there for the birthing mother. And what happens if they neglect their own self-care for a long enough period of time, they become less and less effective as a birth supporter. So it's really important that they take care of themselves as well. And so a doula can really help to facilitate that. A doula can also go get food, go check on the house. Doulas can do all sorts of stuff. Whatever you want, as long as it's not medical. All right, so thinking of your partner taking care of themselves, make sure that they pack, healthy snacks. And if you're not gonna have a doula, for them to really commit to making sure they take care of themselves, to eat, drink water. Okay, next, I know we talked a little bit about, having your partner go see a therapist, but it can also be helpful to go and talk to a trusted friend who has supported their partner through the process of birth and hear, what they wish they would have done differently, what they're happy they did, and it's just an additional place for your partner to open up and share their emotions, their fears, their concerns about the journey you're both about to take together. Make sure that your partner goes to your prenatal appointments, at least the last few before your due date, to make sure they get to know your care provider, that they're familiar with, your care provider's beliefs about birth, to make sure you're all on the same page. It can be really helpful, especially because you'll all be in close quarters for a while. You want everybody to feel comfortable with one another. And this can also be a good time when your partner is present to go over the birth preferences with the care provider. So your partner can be there if, your care provider comes back with any resistance about certain birth preferences, then at least the both of you know that, okay, we might have to advocate a bit for this preference. So good thing for them to be there. It's super important for your partner to go on the tour of the hospital or the birth center with you, or if you're gonna have a home birth, to set up the birthing room, because really they're gonna be the main one needing to navigate any of those areas. So it's really crucial for them to be there during the tours or the setup. Right, one of my favorites, provide your partner with a list of how they can nurture your 5 senses. So think about what you want to see when you're birthing. Maybe it's a beautiful picture of a pet or a child or your favorite vacation destination, a special color, a little sculpture, anything at all that you want to see. Lighting is also part of this, so have some battery-powered candles, do low lighting. What do you want to smell? Think about, different aromas you want to have your partner put in the essential oil diffuser or put on a tissue to allow you to smell in between surges. What do you want to taste? So do you want your partner to give you like honey sticks or have breath mints, or to make sure they have a certain type of water on hand? What do you want to hear? Make sure your partner knows where your birthing playlist or your favorite guided meditations are located on your phone. Let them know if there's any like certain scripts or affirmations you want them to actually read to you during birth, and make sure you have those printouts handy. And feel. You know, this is kind of part of what we went over in the beginning about practicing relaxation techniques together. Make sure they know like what you want to feel and how they can support you in feeling that. And you can also provide an additional list of any other pain relieving techniques or tools you think are really helpful, so they have a cheat sheet as you move into labor. So they don't have to remember all of this. They can just look at their list and work down it until they find something that provides you with pain relief. All right. So warn your partner ahead of time that very likely your patience and your tact will dissolve during birth. In addition to your modesty, you probably could care less about who sees you naked. You're gonna say whatever you wanna say. You're not gonna be worried about offending anybody, because you're in labor and nobody should be offended by anything that comes out of your mouth. Because I'm sorry, birthing women have the right to say whatever they want. So just warn your partner, tell them that it's not personal. If you do say something that would normally be construed as rude, tell them to just let it roll off their back, because the last thing you need is a grumpy partner during childbirth. Okay, assign somebody that's not your partner to take photos and videos so your partner doesn't have to. They're going to want to be really focused on you, and you're going to want them to be really focused on you. So have somebody else deal with the photos and videos. Complete as much paperwork as possible. If you're having a hospital or a birth center birth, complete as much of that paperwork before you're in labor to minimize, again, the distractions that your partner has. All right, finally, have your partner write down and recite to themselves any special affirmations that support what they're needing more of as you lead up to the birthing time or even during birth. So a few examples are, they could say to themselves, I'm ideally equipped to support my partner through labor. I will stay calm and focused regardless of what is happening around me. I will be an integral part of my baby moving safely into this world. I have the courage and strength to help my partner in every way. If you have any other ideas or stories about how your partner helped you during birth, please add them in the comments below.